and Dilipji got his that huge success from Tarak Mehta. Everybody knows that, right? And that was around the age of 45, I feel. Someday, one day, as I always say, always believe in. The only thing that I want to take my last breath being an actor. या आई वुड से कि मैंने मेरे करियर के जो पीक्स देखे हैं वो मैंने तब देखे थे जब सोशल मीडिया इतना स्ट्रांग नहीं था. ओके, सो अगर शायद छजे छजे का प्यार अब आया होता तो शायद बहुत अलग होता मेरे लिए. आई नो समबडी जिसने 12-13 साल सिर्फ एक सही ब्रेक के लिए वेट किया है. छजे छजे का प्यार वॉज अ बिग शो. इट वॉज अ वेरी बिग शो. किरण कुमार थे, विजेंद्र सक्सेना थे हमारे शो में. बहुत बड़े लेवल पे सोनी टीवी ने शो लॉन्च किया था. हमारे शो का आई थिंक सेट ही सिर्फ 1.25 करोड़ रुपए का बना था.
For the past 15 years, she's been lighting up our screens in an iconic show. And after she walked out of the show, we've known her as a strong-headed personality who's never afraid to speak her heart out. Welcoming Priya Ahuja Rajda in a conversation on the Witchat show. Priya, first of all, thank you so much for doing this and sparing out time to talk to us.
Thank you for having me, Ankur.
Okay, so let me just give a disclaimer before we begin the episode. This episode is mostly going to it's going to be like, you know, me getting roasted by her, because I know I have a very personal, a very special bond with her off camera, like that people don't know. So yeah,
they know
please,
now.
Yeah, please be ready for it, guys. Okay, so on a serious note, let's begin with the interview. On a serious note, I really want to ask you this, that, you know, we've seen a couple of your interviews. You've spoken about your personal life, you've spoken about your family life, about the struggles, the hurdles, the ups and downs. Today, when you look back, I think it's been more than 17 years today you've been in the industry. 17 years, like almost 2 decades. What is that one advice, or when you look back at the Priya that is standing on the edge of like, you know, 17 years in the past, what is that one advice, and how do you look back at the Priya who was back then, and how do you look at the Priya that is at now in the present phase?
I think I was always strong-headed, and that's the reason I left my house and came to Mumbai all by myself. And I mean, just like any other actor, most of the actors, I would say, I have also seen my share of ups and downs. But the thing that I feel was with me was my confidence, and I feel the only advice that I would like to give it to everybody, that in fact when I came in the industry, there wasn't like, you know, there were not like so many platforms where people could you know, do things and all. But nowadays, OTTs there, Instagram has become such a big thing. You know my stress for Instagram, right? So yeah, this has become like really big, and people do have definitely better opportunities. But I would just say keep going. That's the most important thing. Never lose that faith from your own self. If you want to be there, just keep going. That's the only key, because you never know after how many days, months or years you're going to get successful. So just keep going. I always give this example of Mr. Dilip Joshi, because biggest part of my life was Tarak Mehta, and Dilipji got his that huge success from Tarak Mehta. Everybody knows that, right? And that was around the age of 45, I feel. So you know, you should not give up thinking कि अरे मुझे 2 साल हो गए, 3 साल हो गए. Just keep going. Just keep going. It'll happen someday, one day, as I always say.
Right. Priya, we've seen you. People have loved you. People have accepted you as Rita. I remember, I think in 2009, when you even left the show, people were not ready to accept Rita. Although it was an on and off character, but still people couldn't accept the new girl who stepped into your shoes. And then, you know, you came back. You were brought back, I would say that. People have loved you as Rita. But then, do you think that the industry couldn't utilize you completely? They couldn't utilize your talent completely to the T?
See, that will be a very wrong phrase to say. Everybody has their own luck their own destiny. So maybe my luck has not played that part yet, but I'm very sure someday, one day, as I always say, always believe in, the only thing that I want to take my last breath being an actor. So I still have I think more 40-45 years to go.
Absolutely,
so,
more than that.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Right.
yeah. I would not say कि इंडस्ट्री ने मुझे कुछ नहीं दिया, बहुत कुछ मिला है आज. इतने साल हो गए मुंबई में टिकी हुई हूँ. मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग, लोग आते हैं चले जाते हैं, तो इस शहर ने मुझे कभी वापस नहीं जाने दिया, अपना घर दे दिया. इससे ज़्यादा what else I can ask for.
Right.
So I know now there's a, like, you know, ups and downs ke baad there is this stability in my life.
Right.
So now it's my time to, like, you know, where I can have those jumps and try again and just doing that.
Right. On the acting front, like, have you ever thought that, you know, Rita was a character which, like, you know, emotionally, I think it had lesser graphs. Of course, it played a significant part in the entire ensemble cast. But do you really think that, you know, the character somewhere down the line lacked emotional graph in its initial years and also towards its commencement? Do you think it was written in a certain way which was like which you did not adhere to? How would you sum it up?
No. So Rita was always a character जिसको on screen जो दिखाया गया था, that was his professional part. Okay, and personal part बहुत कम explore हुआ है. So I can't say कि वो character emotional नहीं था. Yeah, there have been scenes and timings where, like, say for example that chocolate story where I go out with kids, I feel bad for Gogi. You know, so those things were there, but of course वो side उतनी explore कभी नहीं हो पाई. Rita was mostly a reporter who used to come and do chit chat and things. There have been stories and incidences जहाँ पे मेरी पोपट लाल के साथ लड़ाई हुई है, या फिर मैंने सोसाइटी की लेडीज को कहीं पे सपोर्ट किया है, तो वो कहीं ना कहीं इमोशनल अटैचमेंट होगा सबके साथ, इसीलिए ये हुआ. Right, of course, other than being the professional thing. So I would not say that, but हाँ, उसे explore कभी नहीं किया गया.
Right. Okay. Many of you don't know, Priya was a part of the Juhi Parmar starrer Kum Kum, which recently completed, like, I think 21 years, very recently. You know, okay, but talking about that show, but talking about all of your shows in you know, in particular, which is that particular role that has really given you that satisfaction कि घर जाके आप बोलते थे कि यार आज मजा आ गया scenes करके?
तो this show was छजे छजे का प्यार.
Okay.
That's very close to my heart because I was playing a parallel lead in the show, and a lot of emotional ups and downs were there in the show, and you know, it was a like a bubbly choppy character who had her own story where parents really wanted her to get married when she was 18-19, and that's exactly what happened in my life. That when I was 19 मेरे रिश्ते आने शुरू हो गए थे, and I was like, oh my god, this is exactly I don't want to do. और वो कैरेक्टर था, दिल्ली की ही लड़की थी, पंजाबी फैमिली से थी, और एक थोड़ा बड़ी एज का लड़का उसके लिए लाया जाता है. All those ups and downs. So वो मेरा एक बहुत प्यारा कैरेक्टर था, उसमें बहुत सारे ups and downs थे. ग्राफ बहुत ब्यूटीफुल था उस कैरेक्टर का. मुझे प्ले करने में अब तक आई थिंक सबसे ज़्यादा मज़ा आई वुड से वही कैरेक्टर आया होगा.
Okay. But you know, talking about your other shows, like I remember you telling me on the call once that, you know, you were a part of Balika Vadhu, and you know, you were paired opposite Vikrant Messi in the show. You playing his love interest, and how the entire track was scrapped within 4 days. Was it heartbreaking for you? Because of course Vikrant Messi was at that particular point of time, he wasn't that massive that he is right now. But then you know, when you look back at it today, was it heartbreaking? Do you regret, or do you look at it like with a lot of pain in your heart?
No, not pain, but yeah, I wish कि कभी कभी क्या होता है, कुछ चीज़ें आपको दुख नहीं देती, लेकिन आपको अगर लगता है कि हो जाती तो बेहतर होता. डेफिनेटली अगर बालिका वधू थोड़ा बेहतर हो गया होता तो बेहतर होता. या आई वुड से कि मैंने मेरे करियर के जो पीक्स देखे हैं वो मैंने तब देखे थे जब सोशल मीडिया इतना स्ट्रांग नहीं था. ओके, सो अगर शायद छजे छजे का प्यार अब आया होता तो शायद बहुत अलग होता मेरे लिए. You know, with this whole, like, recently I did गुम है किसी के प्यार में. छोटा सा ट्रैक था हमारा, 4-4.5 महीने चला. Of course I was expecting it to be a little longer and better like that, but जितना चला, it was all over the media. It was all over the social media as well. So yeah, I feel अगर छजे का प्यार या ऐसा कोई बड़ा शो मैंने अब किया होता तो मेरे करियर को बहुत एक शायद डिफरेंट मोड मिल चुका होता अभी तक.
Okay, you've enjoyed a particular stardom when social media was not that prevalent, and you are known as an actor. Touch wood, like fortunately people still recognize you, because actors usually, television actors को by face लोग नहीं जानते whenever they step out, like newcomers who come in. Yeah, television actors usually, but you come from a very iconic show. Of course, the character was iconic. You played it beautifully for 15 years. So you've enjoyed the stardom then also. You enjoy your set of stardom now also. So what is the difference you find in both of them?
मुझे अभी भी लगता है कि फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल मैं अंकुर ये स्टारडम वाली चीज़ में बिलीव ही नहीं करती हूँ. आई फील आप एक्टर हो, वही खूबसूरती से बन जाओ तो बहुत अच्छी बात है. स्टार्स अब अगर हम देखने जाएं तो ऐसे फिल्मों में भी बहुत कम है. आई थिंक आफ्टर द ट्रायो आमिर, सलमान, शाहरुख, after that maximum I think we can say, for me I'm talking about just my point of view, I think after Hrithik Roshan and all these guys we don't have as such stars, like of course now currently Ranveer Singh is there who's like huge, but if you'll see every actor can dance, every actor can act really well, they all are so good looking, they work so well on their physique, and they all are so stylish. मॉल है साहब, एक एक्टर को दूसरे फिल्म में उठा के इजीली कर सकते हो, बट उस समय जो चीज़ सलमान कर सकते थे वो सलमान ही कर सकते थे, जो शाहरुख कर सकते थे वो सिर्फ शाहरुख कर सकते थे.
सही बात है.
लाइक सो दैट हैज़ कम्प्लीटली गॉन. आई फील लाइक अभी अगर मुझे किसी स्टार को पिक करना पड़े तो मैं पर्सनली मुझे सोचना पड़ेगा. लाइक अदर देन रणवीर सिंह और रणबीर कपूर, आई कांट थिंक ऑफ एनीवन एल्स दैट I totally love.
But अगर आपकी personally बात करूँ तो what is the difference that you find while interacting with your fans back then? क्योंकि I'm sure कि
social media of course.
But तभी आपको लगता है कि थोड़ा एक emotional touch ज़्यादा हुआ करता था उस ज़माने में?
I don't know. I can't say that. See, शायद लोग तब भी प्यार करते होंगे. I've heard about fans जहाँ पे वो letters लिखा करते थे because that was the only way of communication. अब लोग DM करते हैं because that's the way of communication.
Right.
So I would not say कि emotions नहीं है. Fan clubs होते हैं और कई लोगों के तो इतने fan clubs होते हैं that they celebrate their birthdays and things like that.
Absolutely.
So can't say emotions नहीं है. Emotions तो same है. Maybe जताने का तरीका थोड़ा बदल गया है.
Okay. Talking about your better half, Malav, he's into direction. He's always been behind the camera. Has he ever tried to suggest any nuances? Because everybody says it. A director comes in and he enhances the scene.
You think?
क्या कभी ऐसे हुआ है सेट पे कि यार आप कोई सीन कर रहे हो वो आपकी तरह से वो परफेक्ट चल रहा है, मालव कम यार प्रिया नहीं आएगा.
हाँ, of course.
And then what at that time what happens?
On set he's my director. So between action and cut, he's the god. I'll do whatever he'll tell me.
Okay.
After that फिर देखेंगे.
But कभी ऐसे हुआ है कि आप किसी एक चीज पे एडमेंट हो और वो कभी ऐसे?
नहीं, I'm a director's actor. I always believe in that कि कई बार होता है, गुम में भी हुआ है, कई बार हुआ है जहाँ पे मुझे लगा हो कि नहीं ये मुझे ऐसे करना चाहिए, या मैं कुछ, क्योंकि जब हम स्क्रिप्ट पढ़ते हैं हम एक ग्राफ अपने दिमाग में सोचते हैं कि हम ये इस तरीके से कुछ जाके परफॉर्म करेंगे, वहाँ पे डायरेक्टर ने कुछ और सोचा होता है. बट आई ऑलवेज गिव इट टू द डायरेक्टर बिकॉज आई फील के उसे मुझसे कहीं पहले की कहानी पता है, उसे पूरा बैकग्राउंड पता है. मेरे लिए सिर्फ मेरा कैरेक्टर है, उसके लिए पूरा शो है, एंड डेफिनेटली वो किसी का बुरा नहीं चाहेगा. सो या आई ऑलवेज फील दे नो बेटर.
Right. Priya, coming back to your initial days in the industry, when you came, I think you were 16, 17 years old when you came from Delhi to Mumbai. It is never easy. लड़कों के लिए भी नहीं, लड़कियों के लिए भी नहीं, बट मुझे कहीं ना कहीं लगता है कि लड़कियों के लिए पर्सनल फ्रंट पे स्ट्रगल थोड़ा ज़्यादा होता है, लड़कों से ज़्यादा होता है. तो मुझे बस मेरा सवाल आपसे यही है कि ऑफ कोर्स हमने आपके स्ट्रगल्स के बारे में बहुत सारी बातें की है, आपने मुझे भी बहुत सारी चीज़ें बताई है, बट एट दिस पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम इफ यू कुड नरेट समथिंग which was really heartbreaking as well as it opened your eyes, and उसके through if you could just tell the audiences something that that will resonate with them, maybe whatever you feel is right.
ओके सो ये एक मिथ आई वुड लाइक टू ब्रेक के लड़कों की स्ट्रगल कम होती है, लड़कियों की ज़्यादा होती है, और वाइस वर्सा। हर एक इंसान की अपनी स्ट्रगल होती है।
राइट।
आप कहाँ से आते हैं, किस बैकग्राउंड से आते हैं, आपको कितना फैमिली सपोर्ट है, इस पे आपकी स्ट्रगल डिपेंड करती है। बहुत सारे लड़के होते हैं, घर से आए, फैमिली ने बॉम्बे में घर दिला दिया, गाड़ी दिला दी, और उनकी स्ट्रगल शुरू होती है। आई नो देम, सेम आई नो गर्ल्स लाइक दैट। आई डिड अ शो वेयर द लीड वाज वेरी क्लियर कि मुझे ये एक ही शो करना है, मुझे सिर्फ एक बार बनना है एक्टर। आफ्टर दैट आई एम सॉर्टेड। पेरेंट्स ने यहाँ घर दिला दिया, गाड़ी दिला दी, एंड शी इज लिविंग लाइक अ क्वीन, हर लक, हर लाइफ। दिस होल जर्नी ऑफ यू बिकमिंग एन एक्टर, बिकमिंग इंडिपेंडेंट, कितनी ईजी होने वाली है और कितनी डिफिकल्ट होने वाली है, ये कंप्लीटली आपके खुद के और आपके फैमिली के सपोर्ट पर डिपेंड करता है। सो इन माई केस, my parents were completely not okay with this whole idea of becoming an actor. So I had my own share of struggles. Of course, because you know about my struggles, so they sound like, oh my God, I've struggled. I know a lot of other people जिनके struggles मुझसे भी ज़्यादा solid रहे हैं. I know somebody जिसने 12-13 साल सिर्फ एक सही ब्रेक के लिए वेट किया है. So this is difficult. A lot depends on, as I said, your family support. A lot depends on your luck as well. When that right moment will come, it will click. कई लोगों ने बड़े बड़े शोज किए हैं पर फ्लॉप हुए हैं. फॉर दैट मैटर मैं अपना ही एग्जाम्पल बोलती हूँ. छज्जे छज्जे का प्यार वॉज अ बिग शो. इट वॉज अ वेरी बिग शो. किरण कुमार थे, विजेंद्र सक्सेना थे हमारे शो में. बहुत बड़े लेवल पे सोनी टीवी ने शो लॉन्च किया था. हमारे शो का आई थिंक सेट ही सिर्फ 1.25 करोड़ रुपए का बना था. Okay, so it was a huge show, but it went boom. विदाई के डायरेक्टर थे जिन्होंने हमारा शो डायरेक्ट किया.
राजन शाही.
Not Rajan Shahi, that's the producer. Sunanji, who's currently doing Anupama.
Okay.
Okay, so it was a big show.
Okay.
But it boomed completely. People were talking about the show, but it boomed. And I feel अगर वो शो आज के टाइम पे आया होता या हिट हो जाता तो शायद वी ऑल वुड हैव बीन एट डिफरेंट प्लेसेस, एज आई सेड अर्लियर. बट एज यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द स्ट्रगल, सो स्ट्रगल सबकी होती है अंकुर, किसी की कम ज़्यादा नहीं होती है. लड़का लड़की ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं होता है. ज़्यादा आई वुड से कि लड़के कई बार मुझे ये चीज़ बोल चुके हैं, बिकॉज आई हैव हैड लाइक फ्रेंड्स हु हैव स्ट्रगल्ड. सो दे हैव टोल्ड मी थिंग्स लाइक कि उनके ऊपर एक अलग प्रेशर होता है. मेरे को एक्टर ने मुझे बात बोली थी कि बोलना बहुत आसान होता है लड़कियों का, हमारे ऊपर अलग प्रेशर होता है. क्योंकि आप कितने भी मॉडर्न फैमिलीज के हो जाओ, बोझ कमाने का लड़के पर ही रहता है. आज अगर लड़का घर पर है तो कहीं ना कहीं पीपल आर गोइंग टू से कि तू घर पे है, तू क्या कमा रहा है. ऑल्सो लाइक आई हैव हर्ड अबाउट स्टोरीज के लोग बोलते हैं जो बाहर से आते हैं उनके ऊपर ज़्यादा उनको ज़्यादा स्ट्रगल करना पड़ता है, उनके ऊपर ज़्यादा प्रेशर होता है. देन आई हैव हर्ड स्टोरीज पीपल सेइंग कि नहीं, जो यहाँ पर रहते हैं उनका स्ट्रगल ज़्यादा होता है क्योंकि उनको माँ बाप को जवाब देना पड़ता है, वो अपनी फैमिली के साथ रहते हैं. तो आई फील हर कोई अपनी ज़िंदगी में अपने हिस्से का स्ट्रगल करता है.
सही बात.
कौन कितनी जल्दी अपनी मंजिल तक पहुँचता है ये तो कम्प्लीटली लक की बात होती है.
राइट. प्रिया, इसके पहले आपने अपने इंटरव्यूज़ में कई बहुत बार मतलब बहुत सारे इश्यूज़ के बारे में बात किया, फिर वो भले ही पोस्टमार्टम डिप्रेशन क्यों ना हो, बहुत सारी अलग अलग चीज़ें क्यों ना हो.
मैं बहुत बातें करती हूँ
लेकिन नहीं, बट सीरियस टॉपिक्स को लेकर अगर हम बात करें तो ये कुछ चीज़ें हैं आपने जो एड्रेस करी है. लेकिन एक चीज़ के बारे में मैं आज जानना चाहूँगा, विच आई वुड really want all the parents to know about your perception on it, because I know about it and I would really want the people to know about it.
I want to know what's coming.
I think you gave a gist of it in one of your interviews where you said that you give very little screen space to Ardas. अभी जो लोग ये बात सुनेंगे, कुछ लोग ये भी सुनेंगे, ये भी सोचेंगे कि यार कहीं ना कहीं बच्चे की लिबर्टी छीनी जा रही है, या बहुत सारी परसेप्शंस बनेंगी. बट आई वुड रियली would want you to cite your reason for it. Why do you feel that it is important for you to give lesser screen space to Ardas?
First of all, I want to know who decides कि screen space देना liberty है या नहीं. I mean, I'm not being like like a very typical parent by saying this कि अभी उसका सही गलत उसे नहीं पता. But genuinely नहीं पता है. आप उसे चॉकलेट दोगे वो भी खा लेगा. Like a lot of times people tell me कि अरे दे देना चॉकलेट. तो मैंने अरदास को अभी तक चॉकलेट भी नहीं दी है. अरदास ने आज तक कभी फ्रूटी नहीं पी, रियल का जूस नहीं पिया है. Okay, so it's not about the rights and the wrongs only. But my point is, Malav and I are the sole caretakers of Ardas.
Yeah.
If today he eats a lot of chocolates or junk food and something happens to him, like say for example, basic thing, usko cavity ho jati hai, uski stomach upset ho jati hai, who's going to come and take care of him? It's me and Malav. So let us take this whole decision whether we want to give him chocolates or no.
Right.
So it's as simple as that.
Right.
And about the screen time, of course, when he's going to grow up, he's going to do everything. He might smoke, he might have girlfriends, he might, drink, whatever he wants to do. So I am not going to restrict it at that time. But that doesn't mean कि कल मैं ले जाके उसके हाथ में सिगरेट पकड़ा दूँ कि ले बेटा आज नहीं तो कल तो करना ही है. There has to be a right time. So for now, this is not the right time where Malavan believe he needs a lot of screen time. So we want to restrict that. We want his brain to develop naturally, do more of natural things, do more of outdoor activities, fun activities where he can explore more of nature and all. That's what we want him to do.
Right. Priya, of course, like we just discussed in the initial stage of the conversation that you've done an iconic show for 15 years and stuff like that. But do you think that wherever you are today, of course you have your own share of ups and downs and success and failures, but do you think some of your wrong decisions have definitely influenced your career, maybe in a right way or a wrong way or whatever? How do you look at it?
Of course. I definitely think that, but again, I also think in a very basic thing, destiny.
Right.
Destiny में था कि मैं वो shows करूँ, so वो हुए. Destiny में था कि कुछ shows मैं नहीं करूँ, तो वो नहीं हुए. But blaming anybody, anything, myself will not help. So the only thing that helps is keep going, keep moving. अगर मुझे लगता है कि हाँ भाई ये गलती मैंने पहले कर ली है, so I'll not repeat it. गलती वो होती है जो हम repeat करें. पहली बार की जो चीज होती है, अगर हम उस गलती को एक्सपीरियंस बना लें तो फिर वो गलती नहीं रहती.
Right. Okay, so on a parting note, Priya, one message that you would want to give to all the moms who are watching, because ladies and gentlemen, I missed out on this, but Priya, she just won an award for being the most inspiring celebrity mom of the year. So one message precisely for all the moms out there, and one message to all the youngsters who are watching the interview right now.
Okay, so I'll begin with the youngsters. Whatever you guys do, just keep going. Have faith in yourself. Don't give up so easily. And because I've gone through depression, I see people saying words like I'm depressed. So guys, there's a lot of difference between being bored, being anxious, being depressed, being nervous. Please understand that. Clarify that in your head, and if you genuinely feel that you're depressed or you have anxiety issues, please go out, talk about it, take the right help. That'll help you a lot in longer run. And to all the moms, okay, so be easy on your own self, be easy on your child. They are not any project of your life given by God. It's a beautiful journey, as we all know, and equally difficult. It is difficult. So what you all see on social media, whether that's my Instagram or anybody's Instagram, everything is not 100% true. There's always a story behind everything. Unfortunately or fortunately, you guys don't get to see that, but there is a story. Our lives are also not perfectly fine and happy, and we all have shares of ups and downs.
Right.
The only thing that I feel is that we take too much pressure at times of being perfect. It's okay, let your kids know that you're not perfect, and that's how they will accept that it's okay to be imperfect.
Thank you so much for this wonderful, beautiful message, Priya. Thank you so much for doing this. Thank you so much for talking to us. And ladies and gentlemen, we hope that you stay tuned with our channel, and of course, catch some more interesting episodes on the Witchat show. Thank you.
Thank you, Ankur. And you should say thank you for not roasting you. इज्जत रखी है मैंने.
Disclaimer काटना पड़ेगा.